Morning, everybody. This is Dr. Rao Kulusu. I'm starting a new room under my club, Be a Pal. This is live at 10 with Dr. Rao, and I'm going to open different topics each weekday. Monday will be meditation day, Tuesday is truth day, Wednesday is wellness day, Thursday is thoughtful day, and Friday is family day. So each day we're going to deal with one topic that would be extensively discussed, and everybody is welcome to come and participate and asking questions or contribute your own experiences and wisdom. And I'll be happy to spend this hour with you. It could be COVID, or it could be lifestyles, it could be wellness, it could be anything topic under the sun that we could discuss, but confined to that particular topic, we'll discuss most of it. So, for example, today is Wellness Day. So, I'm going to talk about the pillars of wellness and why I have come to this need to discuss about wellness on these channels. I'm now broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn also, and Instagram, and also Clubhouse. So this is going to take shape, and then more features will be added, like bringing in guests, bringing in people from the audience to come and chat with us. So as we advertise, as we make more people know what we are trying to do here, I think more people will find it very useful to follow. So I'm going to be talking about the pillars of wellness, why I kind of wanted to uh, participate in this, and then go from there. Um, the pillars of wellness are, the most important is the food and the activity that includes our exercise and our rest and relaxation, sleep, and all that. And then establishing some routines that are compatible with our diurnal rhythms. That's the natural rhythms in our system that we want to reinforce and strengthen them so that they will be natural, and those rhythms are not disturbed. That way, we don't disturb all the easiness of the system. This is where we lost that easiness in the system. So resting body, resting mind, and then comfortable thinking, and also really being conscious and enjoying the life. Okay. For me, the wellness definition is where you have a strong body, but the strong body is flexible enough uh, that you are moving easily and with no discomfort, and able to do your activities very well. Along with a strong and flexible body, you want to have an agile body, and you want to have a mind that is alert and aware and really oriented to the present. Once you have the strong body and the alert mind, then you want to have energy that is at the peak almost. You are not depleting energy by things that you may do. Not only that, but you also want to have a loving, peaceful heart, not having any of the things that people really, spoil their heart with unfriendliness, or some kind of enmity, or some kind of resentment towards people and all that. So there will be there. So having a strong body, alert mind, and peaceful heart, and joy in life. That is what I call wellness. If you don't have many of these aspects, you're just existing and saddened by so many thoughts in your mind, or saddened by your own lack of love. All those things can be addressed, and they will be changed. So once you have this kind of wellness orientation, you're going to lead a sensible and a life that is really uh, giving you joy to be, just to be, and just to participate and just to enjoy life as it presents. Towards that end, these four pillars of wellness we could explore. The first one is the food. What kind of food we are growing, how we are growing it, and then how we are preparing it, and how we are consuming it, and how we are disposing the waste. All those aspects we can talk about. You know? And when you take the food, that is so important. It is the means by which we kind of generate our energy by breaking it down to smallest particles that will be converted to energy particles, and then we get the energy from that too. Of course, the other important thing is the breathing too. But then anything that you take will become food. It could be food for your nutrition and also food for the thought. What kind of thoughts you are taking as a food, that's also important too. Let's take physical food. So obviously, we are leaning more towards the vegan lifestyle, many of the people. But then, even if you consume non-vegetarian food, you want to be aware where it can make you really hurt in the process of being very subtle in thinking. Gross food like the meat of other animals can interfere with the subtlety of energy that you may develop in your mind to explore these deeper issues of life. So apart from that, all the arguments about health, wellness of the vegan food, and also protecting the planet and not being cruel to the animals, all these things count. So maybe a habit of growing a home garden, either outside or inside, that can give you some fruits and vegetables that are organically grown, and you can make your own compost in the backyard where you dig up a hole and put all sorts of waste leaves and other materials that can convert into compost fertilizer in 3 4 months. So this could be a habit that people are doing it. That's something I really personally like, which is something we can do, and we can get organically grown wholesome food right in our garden, right in our apartments, right in our balconies. Wherever you have, you can have a herbal garden, and that's also very good for you too. So, where do you get the food is very, very important. Either you grow or you want to get from a freshly uh, taken fruit and vegetables in a farm market. And if you don't really get there, then in the supermarket, look for organic section and watch for it is real or not. And if it is really authentic source, then you want to uh, get that kind of food. So if you have to buy food from a restaurant, ask them to be, where do they get their supplies, and how do they prepare them and all that, some kind of awareness of how the restaurant is paying attention to these details would tell that's a top class restaurant that you could talk to people, and then they make food for you in the best possible vegetables and fruits that they can get. Okay, once the food is prepared, it's the best to have it from plate to from the pan to plate. You cook with the pan on the stove and then bring it right into the plate and then eat right there. Usually, 45 minutes within that window from the time it is made to the time you consume. If it is less than 45 minutes, the food is supposed to retain its vitality. So you want to eat vital food so that your nutrition will be up. And really, the nutritious value is up when you make food right away and eat hot, right away after it's made. Then, how do you eat? Do you want to eat on the go, which is really a bad thing, and because you cannot assimilate very well, or you consider the food intake is serious enough, you make time to sit down and consume in a peaceful atmosphere where you are paying attention to what you are eating and you're savoring the food. Okay, don't eat too fast, chew very well, and then swallow it, and then be grateful for the food. It is giving its life to sustain your life. So all the people who help to bring that plate to you, maybe 15 people will be involved, from the first person who put the seed in the ground to the all the way to where the food reached you. There are so many people involved in preparing that food and bringing it to your plate. So be grateful, savor the food, enjoy the food, you know, and take some time. Maybe just 5 minutes is not enough. Sit down and eat like a 5 to 15 minutes slowly and chewing and enjoying the food. And after all that is done, what do you do with the waste? You want to be aware of what's going on in the planet, what kind of waste we are generating. The more attention you pay, the less waste you will produce, and also the waste that is really recyclable. That's the attention you want to pay. With all that food attention of paying attention to where it is coming from, how it is made, who is making it, with what attitude, and how it is consumed, and also how the waste is disposed of. These four aspects of food are very important. And now come to the second pillar of wellness, which is activity. Activity includes just get up and walk, just get up and move. That is good enough if you can do all day. The natural thing is all day be active, and then in the night you give the rest to the body, right? So when you are being active, there are certain civilization things that we have to pay attention to. If we are sitting prolonged, that's not good. Sitting is new smoking now. So once we understand that, we are going to sit only for a few minutes and then get up and then walk around. The best thing is raise your desk computer so that you can stand and be active while you are doing a lecture or while you are doing a talk or even while doing computing. That's what I'm doing. I'm standing and then really addressing this talk. So that kind of standing and moving around is very, very good for the body. Also, you can incorporate this active lifestyle in how you drive and how you walk to the near things that you can do in your life, and also how you use stairs and other areas of exercise that you can have them naturally while you are working. Take steps, take stairs instead of the elevator. Walk in the corridors with a long straight. Pay attention to how you are walking, what you are doing at the time. So all that becomes a walking meditation, like, and that walking itself is a good activity. But otherwise, if you have to exercise extra, then maybe simple walking in the morning and in the evening, or simple yoga stretches, or whatever exercise you are doing regularly, you are running, you are jumping, you are playing games, all those things are important too. Nowadays, with all this television and devices, people are tending to sit longer than it is really needed for the body. But also, once you make a habit of sitting for long periods of time, there are so many problems: varicose veins, clots in the leg, and also um, lack of conditioning of the heart. All those things will happen. So you want to protect the body for the long-term problems just by being active. So body, move it, and then once you move it and it needs rest, when it says something is wrong, pay attention to that. Be aware of the tensions that are building up during the day. Suppose you have a back pain or neck pain, see how you are sitting down, how you are keeping your head instead of putting the head and putting the phone like this. Elevate it towards the front and then keep the neck like that. But if you are not aware that you are developing that habit and that stress on the neck, then you will continue to do that. And by the time it results in real pain that you have to pay attention, you might have developed things that you want to actively work on. Okay. So the best thing is just be aware of where your body and what are the tensions that are developing in the work day and relieve them. Suppose you are in the chair for a long time, you can do what's called office yoga, where you have stretches for the lower back and the cervical spine and also for the hands and the shoulders and all that. Just by doing that, you feel so much really coming alive. Okay, so then you have to rest. And when you are resting, also rest both the body and the mind. You have to rest at night. You have to have a completely good, solid sleep is very, very important. Improve the quality of sleep by really doing some simple things before you sleep. Take out all the worries and everything that you have in mind by actively visiting them and putting them in perspective. That is important, because you may not want to carry the things that do not really matter in your life, like the gossip, like the news. A lot of things may not be really important in your life. Actively seek for the important ones, have a plan, and then put all that from your mind and go to sleep. In the morning, of course, the important thing about the going to sleep is keep the devices away from you 1 hour before you go to sleep. Now you have cleared your mind and you sleep. And in the morning, when you get up, that first 1 hour is very important. Don't touch the devices at the time, and try to be aware of the surroundings or your body, your thoughts, and all that. And then be in awareness of the nature and have a communion with that. And that would be very, very fulfilling down the line, because you will be planted in the awareness, not as a ever recreating thought, ever creating a network of thought. You don't want to be in that. You want to be in the awareness mode, right? And then you kind of sleep, and then again the activity starts. So that is about the activity, rest, and relaxation. You can also do the relaxation actively with the shavasana or calf pose, we call it, or head to toe scanning in a chair. All those things are very popular, very easily done. Okay, and then when you come to the third pillar of it, it's the routines that are very important. Just follow the natural routines. Eat when you are hungry, and drink when you are thirsty, and sleep when you are sleepy, and rest when the body is tired and hurt. Okay, those kind of simple things. You devise like a good breakfast, light lunch, very light dinner, and then eat both breakfast and dinner before 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock before in the morning, and before 8 p.m. in the evening for the dinner. That way, you will give enough of time for this. Have a routine like get up in the morning, do your ablutions, and then do some stretching and breathing, work up your appetite, and then have a good breakfast, and then go and work with all energy, and then take a light meal at the middle of the day, and also that also involves some fruits and water, those kind of routines. And then in the evening come home quickly, and then have a good meal at least 2 hours before you sleep, and so that the body has the time to digest and assimilate all that. And sleep well, like all the routines I talked about, before and after sleep routines. And after that, the routines are set, and then you follow them every day. That will be very good for the body, because it works in routines. It works in tandem, diurnal rhythms. You want to protect them. Then that easiness in the body and the mind will prevail. And finally, the most important thing of the pillars of wellness is the thought. Are you in charge of your thought, or the thought is driving? That is the question. If the thoughts are in charge of you, then they will happen whenever, and they will drive whichever direction, and then you're going to be miserable because you are not having a particular direction that you could lead your thought to. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to really establish a charge of your thoughts. Once you have that, then you will be able to um, uh, direct the thoughts towards where you want to go. Also, you are able to slow them down, and you are able to view them and judge them whether they are negative or positive. If they are negative, you want to make an effort to replace them with the positives. All those slowing down with the deep breathing, watching thoughts, and converting them positive from negativity really is a big deal. So this is where your life becomes in charge of you. Suppose something happens that you cannot really do, even if all of them, then you can accept it much more easily. Okay, instead of allowing the body to run amok, to be unconscious, and then living with the consequences, you want to direct them towards where you want them to go. That is very, very important. For that simple thing is do the emptying of the mind twice a day and deep breathe. Watch the thoughts. Identify with the negative. Then replace them with positives. Sleep with positive thoughts. And then when you wake up, think of positivity. What is possible? Be appreciative of what you have. Then you will be appreciatively grateful. All those things will help you in the long run. Okay. So with that, we kind of covered all the four um, pillars of wellness. And as we go into the weeks, I want to take up these issues and invite people to participate with me and have a conversation with that either um, on the Clubhouse or Instagram or all on these live forms. We will try to engage people in the discussions of this. And you can also DM me and back channel talks and all that. Anything that you have a comment or a question, they're most welcome. And this is like a beginning of this talks, and then we will do this few minutes for now. And I introduce the topic. I introduce what I intend to do. Tomorrow, we're going to talk at the same hour. What I'm going to do is that thoughtfulness mean. Is the thoughtfulness is more important, or being aware of your thoughts is more important, so even the people well-meaning thinking may not be able to control their thoughts, and they may blurt out something that is negative either for them or for the people around them. So we will talk about that tomorrow. This is the beginning of it. I will shape this program uh, where people also can participate, and then we can get more out of this hour or half an hour that we're going to spend. Okay. So with that, I will stop here now, and I will might try to advertise this to more people, and then we'll continue to chat on this hour. Live at 10 with Dr. Rao is the name of the program, and each day we allotted a topic, and we're going to discuss on that. Something about my club is called BA Pal on Clubhouse. My company name is BA Pal Limited Liability Corporation LLC. So my website is bapal.net, and I have several rooms on the Clubhouse, and also I'm active on the LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook, YouTube channel. I have Rahul Kolusu, and you can access several other videos I did for a long time now. Since January 2020, I started this Zoom meetings for people who were asking questions on the COVID to be helpful to participate in the COVID pandemic. I did very many Zoom meetings. They were done on Saturday morning, but now the Zoom meetings are there 7 o'clock and 7 p.m. every day of the weekdays. This is for the subscribers who want to participate in the wellness ways, and 5 people per hour. And we're going to discuss extensively their own personal problems that they may have. And I wanted to give them more time, and that was the structure there. So I welcome everybody to be in that subscriber mode, and so that we can continue the yoga, meditation, and wellness ways of addressing all these four pillars of wellness. And small changes but permanent changes will help you to be well in the long run. That's my intention. Reach as many people as possible with the fusion of modern medicine and ancient wisdom hacks. That is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to promote wellness oriented health systems in the family, by individual, and also by the hospitals, wherever I will be exposed to, I will be presenting this viewpoint. I don't have anything against the modern medicine. Only thing is the chronic diseases are allowed to have four outcomes. And then one of the important thing there is each individual take responsibility for being well by himself or herself. So that is what I wanted to provide, the education and the inspiration, and also the opportunity to explore opportunities before they go to a health provider, before they go to a hospital. There's so much information available on health now, so we should be implementing them in our daily life. So change of lifestyles in the daily life. That's what I'm focusing on, and lot of wisdom from the ancients is brought into this, and we can explore that. If you don't understand them, you cannot follow them. So if you want to understand them, you want to go and get familiarized with the knowledge and also discuss about that, and then really get all answers to your questions. Then you can make them real in your life. Okay. With that, I will stop here for today, and then I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you.